Alrighty, we're getting everything up and going. Looks like we are up, and we're up and going. Hey, good morning, almost afternoon, everybody. I was planning on doing a noon update. I was working on some stuff for the VA, and then got a message from one of the followers to say, hey, they just been staying up to a storm. You know, this morning it was looking pretty cruddy. If you saw my morning update there about 6:30 this morning, the storm was not looking healthy at all. We finally got some storms to kind of flare up on this thing on the southern part of the storm. So the circulation is right down in here. I tell you, if I could ever figure out why that mouse does that. I got a brand new mouse, very nice, and it does that. Boop, I hate that. But there it is. It's kind of on the southern part of the circulation center. So again, this is going to be heading into Mexico, a lot of it. And we're going to get some rains up into Texas. Obviously, the South Texas coast is going to be seeing some coastal erosion, some heavier seas. Actually, the whole Gulf of Mexico is really been getting a lot of stuff in there. Hello, yeah, it's got a name. Yes, it does. It's got a name there, Razin. I know I always mispronounce your name, and you're going to shoot me every time you do it. You probably have to tell me every time. Yeah, we finally got a name storm out there. First one of the season. And, things are just getting started, folks. And really, I can't stress this enough in preparation for everybody to kind of come on board here. So, Rasheen, thank you. So we're gonna do some coverage this afternoon. We're gonna see if we get folks coming on here and stuff. The big thing, if you're new to the channel, I plan on doing this kind of coverage here throughout the entire hurricane season. Obviously, going with the updates and things like that. So if you really want to get part of this team, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing your folks and stuff as we're going to be looking at this storm here. And we'll start breaking this down a little bit. Let me go and give you the specifics on this one right here. As we go and look at the latest on this, let me go and get this up for you real quick. Go ahead and shoot this over here. And so here is your latest here as of the 11 o'clock advisory that just came in here. So again, top winds 40 miles per hour. That's what it's been. Still a pretty impressive wind field. Got a pretty good wind field with this. Right now, the forecast maybe gets up to 45, maybe 50 before it makes landfall. It doesn't have a whole lot of water there to work with. So this thing's going to be making landfall. So it's going to be moving right across Mexico. What's really concerning to me, and I can show you this here as far as the rainfall. You see that dark red area over there? There are mountains over there in Mexico, over near Monterrey, and it is going to be absolute flooding, like, mudslides and everything else. Could be tremendous there in the Mexico side. South Texas, the rainfall amounts have backed off a little bit because it looks like the core of the heavier moisture is going to be down to the south, but you're still getting some stuff. I mean, you're still getting some activity down there. I can show you the area that I'm most concerned about here. Again, is going to be this area down to the south. So let me show you again. It's over here. You see the mountain ranges in here. All this moisture is going to slide up in here, and it's going to do what we call orographic lift. It's going to lift it. It's going to act like a sponge and squeeze that moisture out. So we're going to get some tremendous rainfall amounts. That's what that target bullseye is showing right there. You see that right where it's showing right there? This is where it's talking about right in there where that heaviest rain is going to fall. Now we're getting stuff along the coast right now. All up and down the coast here across Corpus Christi, Brownsville, Texas, getting some rains into that area. Some coastal erosion is going to be a problem, but it does not appear, at least right now, that the rainfall amounts are going to be as high as what they were initially looking. But this is round one. There's another round of precipitation that's going to be coming this way. If that's definitely going to be coming here in the offing. So here is the current high resolution model data as far as the rainfall amounts here going out here for the next 18 hours or so. So we're talking about generally looks like maybe 4 to 5 inches. So that's still pretty heavy and pretty intense there. But then there's more rain that's going to be coming in if we get a follow-up behind the system, the way things are currently looking out there right now. So again, we're simulcasting our broadcast right now. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube here. The chat is up. There's Old School. Hey, you doing there? Morning from Louisiana. At least you're not getting it in your neck of the woods, at least right now. But hurricane season's young right now. So we are streaming on both Facebook and on YouTube. So if anybody wants to leave any comments or got any questions or anything I can try to answer for you, we'll definitely do that here for today. This is not the only area that I'm kind of watching right now. There's another little area here off the East Coast we got to watch here as well. That's kind of got my attention a little bit. So we're talking. Let's see if I can draw on this one or not. I'm going to try it at least anyway. Let's see if it's going to let me do it. There it is. Yeah, they're right in there. So this area is looking a little bit better than it was looking earlier yesterday. So this is tracking off toward to the west, and that also has the potential to become something tropical as well. And the thing that's most concerning to me, it's only June the 19th. We're in the climate longitude, the least, and as much stuff as we had potentially developing this early is a little bit concerning for me. And I'm not trying to play hype storm here. I'm just telling you from my years of experience and things I've watched with the tropics, to see this kind of level of activity is a little concerning right now, to tell the least. So again, it's going to be one of those things we're going to have to watch this very closely here as we continue through the season. Now, I want to show you. Let me go ahead and show you the latest. Let me go over to. I need to switch this over. So bear with me for a second, as I'm going to switch this model data over to the Caribbean here. I'm going to go to the latest European run here. I'll go out about 90 hours. So let me switch this over. I need to switch this over to the Oceanic. Here we go, and we're looking Caribbean. There we go. And I need to switch over to, we'll do the precip here. So I want to show you this again as we're going through this. I want to show you the model data here. This is the European model here. This is the 90-hour run. So you see that storm kind of making its way into Mexico. So that chemicals on in, but a lot of moisture there. And then we're going to see another piece of energy. See it kind of come up there? Another piece of energy kind of coming to the Gulf on the tail end of this. This is only a 90-hour run here. So we're going to be seeing another potential come up. This one could be a little bit further north of that. We're talking about this right in here. Another round of rain that could be going into the same areas that are going to be hit again. So this is going to go in. This is late in the day on Saturday. So going into this upcoming weekend, we could see yet another area of development that's going to come in to that same area that's going to be hit with a lot of that heavy rains that are coming in right now. So if you're just coming on board and you're joining us, again, welcome to the Weather Nerds channel. This is going to be your tropical source, folks, right through the season. I'm going to be watching these storms every day. It's kind of my forte. I had the great opportunity, the honor of actually working with a couple of great hurricane guys. John Hope from the old days of Weather Channel and Dr. Steve Lyons. I got to work with both those guys, learned a lot watching those guys. Was part of the tropical team at the Weather Channel, and it was good to learn from those guys. So when it comes to the tropical stuff, I like to share my knowledge. I did a lot of stuff following Hurricane Ivan. Boy, we got sideswiped by a tornado during Hurricane Ivan. That was something to see. So I hope to give you guys kind of the best coverage here out here that I could possibly give here on the YouTube universe. So again, if you're just new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I know I got my regular guys out here watching right now, and I'm not sure. I'm hoping my Facebook is actually doing well too. I can't tell. Let me go over here and look. Looks like yeah, we got some good. Okay, it's just streaming over there, just making sure we were looking good over there as well. Just double checking. You got to double check your stuff. So anyhow, we're gonna see how this thing evolves here for this afternoon. Over the next, what I'm going to watch very closely is as you're looking at this center of circulation, is to see how these thunderstorms develop here around that center of circulation. That was the one thing that was lacking. This morning it looked like you had thunderstorms kind of all over the place. They were, so we're finally getting it around that center of circulation. It's been a very broad field, so it's finally tightened up enough, but it's going to run out of real estate very quickly as this kind of treks off to the west and moves in across Mexico. It'll be interesting to see as we get later into the season, if we're going to get anything else out there. That'll be. I think there's a very good chance we're going to see the somewhere we're going to get some sort of development there into that's going to impact the United States in some form or fashion. I just don't see, as active as it's going to be. I just don't see that not coming to fruition. We're going to see that kind of stuff coming our way. That is absolutely for sure. So it's kind of interesting. I'm looking at the graphical representation on the outlook here, and it's just you got one storm and another storm that may form on top of the same zone going out 7 days. I don't ever recall seeing that. It's really kind of weird. Definitely kind of weird. So let's go back over to Radar Omega here. I need to update my counter here. Let's do that real quick. While I am doing it, while I'm thinking of it, let's go look at this. We have some warning. There are some warnings out there for some severe weather up to the north. Might go look at that briefly here. We only got one warning out there. It's up in Vermont, I think. Yeah. But I do need to fix this filler in case anything kind of fills in here closer to where these storms are going to be. So I'm just kind of fixing this real quick here. There we go. Kind of lock that down. There we go. So just kind of looking again over here along the Texas Gulf Coast. There's definitely plenty of concern for flooding along the coast there. So we're just now kind of getting things going there. I think I had one camera ready here. Let me double check here. I think I had one. I was just yeah, this is up near South Padre Island. So South Padre Island, you can see they're getting hit pretty good here with some pretty good surf. Way up there, definitely rip currents out the Watusi, some heavy rains moving up there. This is up at South Padre Island. So it is conditions, definitely not a good beach day to say the least. Hey, what's up there, bro? G-Bro in the house. Welcome, guys. Yeah, we're kind of watching this tropical storm that finally got underway here today. Finally, kind of was waiting on it. Like I said, I was working on some stuff for the VA. I was gonna get some stuff filled out for some paperwork there. So South Bend in the house. It's hot in South. Yeah, it's hot all over, man. It's hot all over. At least it's getting some cooler weather there along the Gulf Coast. But you got that rain there. Coming up here across South Padre Island. You could, of course, go up here toward up here. You see some of the rains coming in toward up toward Galveston Bay, coming up to, there as these things are kind of again rotating around that center of circulation, going that way. So moving from west to east. So seeing some pretty good, decent rains down here toward Plecos and Port Lavaca, and getting down toward Corpus Christi, obviously. So you can switch to the radar here, getting some pretty good rains down here near Corpus Christi as well. Couldn't find any real webcams down there in Corpus Christi. I thought there was one. I thought there was a couple of them down on YouTube, but I couldn't find one. I might go out on the website here and look a little bit. So we'll continue to play with this. Again, as you guys are coming on in the channel, please like the channel. That helps me. Hit that like button. All you guys, my normal viewer, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button. Hit that like thing. Get it going. And please share. Let's get that going here. I've had some marginal success with some of my videos, getting a few more new subscribers on here. The account's actually gone up a little bit, so that's nice. And again, if you've not subscribed, if you do subscribe, you're automatically enrolled to win a free NOAA Weather Radio. That is coming. So I am talking with the guy who programmed my crawl down below. I think what we're going to work on is we're going to have it to do a tropical storm warning counties and hurricane warning counties down below. We're going to work on that for the season as we go along. Let's take a look at these. Let's look at these rainfall totals here so far. They've really not been too bad here, total storm totals, but you can see that heavy rain offshore. That's for sure. You can kind of see this in around. It really not bad right so far. This is just coming up. But look at these totals offshore though. Here you go, up to 3.5, 4 inches rain out there, as these heavier bands are going to start working their way in. So the flooding is going to be the big problem here. And obviously high sea surf conditions are going to be, oops, no screenshot there, go away. That's going to be the big concern here along the Texas Gulf Coast as we watch this tropical storm making its way inland here across Mexico and Texas. I just really hope the folks there in Mexico, especially there in this whole area in here, General Escobedo, Montemorelos, anywhere along these mountains, right through here, this stuff's going to go just going to plow right into this, and it's going to really cause a lot of uplift. That's going to be mudslide city, to say the least. So it could be a very dangerous situation. So let me go back up here real quick. Let's see here. So I'm kind of getting all the stuff here up and going. There's all the advisories here, the big picture there. Again, you got the flash flood watches up there along the coast. The tropical storm warnings there, obviously, stretching down from Houston all the way down toward Brownsville. We were talking about the heat. Yeah, up in the Northeast, they've been getting pounded with it. Got numerous heat advisories and high heat conditions up that way. But that's what we're talking about right now, is what we're seeing down there in Texas as we're going to be dealing with the flooding conditions down here for today. Yeah, I know this is not really too big a deal. What this is a good opportunity for me. I haven't got all my stuff that I want kind of set up with this. Like I've got the tropical alert that's up there right now. This is the form I want to go to. This will be kind of my brand with the logo up there and the data right there. That's probably going to be on every slide. So I got to make that correction and make sure it's on everybody's stuff right there. You see, we got a warning there for in the Brazos County. It just came out there. I just noticed that. Where is that warning? Oh, there it is. Oh, up here. It's up here. No, it just came out. That's up near those storms up there. So we got our first warning from some of these cells already. Look at this. We're looking at southwestern Galveston County and east central Bracero County. Goes until 11:15. This storm obviously is moving west at 35. Let me show you that right here. Sorry. Let's go over to the right thing. So there is our storm right there. We do have it says possible tornado probably because there's a rotation in with that cell. Let's go with this cell here. Let's go with this one. So that's a crappy radar. This is the best looking radar here. Yeah, let me look at the velocity. Let's see if there's anything rotating in there real quick just to kind of see. It's kind of messy. Can't really see very well. But we got our first severe thunderstorm warning actually with associated with Tropical Storm Alberto. That's our first one. Now, here's the thing. Now, I'll need to watch closely to see what the SPC may do here. When you get a landfalling system, usually on the upper right quadrant of the storm, where you get a lot of rotation in there, or where it starts to make that turn, you can get some possible tornadoes and stuff in there. So let me check the SPC real quick. I want to see if they're thinking any kind of watches down this way or not. I mean, obviously we're on a marginal risk for severe weather down there. And kind of looking at convective outlooks and just want to see if there's any consideration for a possible watch. Right now, no, there's nothing out there. So just double checking. I think with all the activity around the center of circulation down to the south, I don't think we're going to see. I mean, isolated water spout. You definitely couldn't rule it out. Absolutely can't rule it out. But I think it's relatively low. So. That's what we're seeing right now. Again, welcome to the Weather Nerds channel. I do appreciate you guys checking out live coverage here of Tropical Storm Alberto as it's formed in the Gulf of Mexico. Came up on the 11 o'clock advisory. We had enough thunderstorms to kind of flare up there around the center of circulation to allow the Weather Service to stop calling it Tropical Cyclone 1 potential, whatever the heck they're calling it. I'm not a fan of it. I got a poll on that, by the way. It is on that. I like to know what people are thinking. I'm not a fan, but I'd like to know what you guys think. You can go ahead and vote your yes or no on whether you think that's a nice thing. I think it confuses people, so it was confusing to me. So, and I've been doing this for a while. I was like, okay, is it a storm or is it not a storm? Get with it, man. So, but this is what we've been seeing as the thunderstorms are kind of wrapping around that center of circulation and getting much better organized right there. That is what we're seeing, and. I don't think we're getting anything like a quick intensification on this. It would be a little bit of a surprise if it does. But right now, I think the forecast is up to about 45 mile per hour winds when it makes landfall. The big concern is going to be the flooding rains, the torrential rains it's going to bring inland as it runs into those mountains and going to cause a lot of headaches for a lot of folks. Going to be a bit of a problem. Obviously, we've got some, we do have some pretty good water temperatures out there. To say the least. Actually, for some reason, it's not reporting in like it's supposed to. My normal site normally gives me the water temperature locations and stuff. Right now, all it's showing is just the overall color scheme there. So I don't know why it's not reporting in there, but I'll come back to that later. We'll see how it looks. This is the 12Z. The 12Z spaghetti plot. What spaghetti plot is, that takes several of the models that kind of shows the track on this. I think we got a pretty good agreement on what this thing's going to do. It's going to trek right across Mexico, go into the Pacific, and then just kind of pitter on out there as it moves on in. So, yeah, we're gonna. That's what's going to be moving through, and it's going to be moving fairly steadily. You notice within 48 hours, it's already crossed Mexico. It'll be on the other side, but once it does. It's going to be really bad flooding. That's going to be really a big thing there. Spam, go away. Do I want spam? Do I bother you when I'm broadcasting? No, go away. So anyhow, while we're working this a little bit, and let me see here. Kind of checking a couple things here from the flash flooding potential. Obviously, there's the flooding alert potential there, and that, as you can see, it's down there across obviously Corpus Christi, Laredo, Brownsville. That's where the heaviest rains are going to be. So that's what they're looking at. Excess rainfall amounts expected there as this comes on through, and there's the totals that are showing right now. So, like I said, it is down a little bit from what it was showing, say like yesterday, the day before. It was kind of in the 8 to 12 range. It's kind of backed off a little bit on that. So that's some good news there. But again, the torrential rain, this is going to be the 1-2 punch. That's the big concern here, is that we're going to see another system that could form in this area a little bit later. Let me look at I showed that model data earlier, but I want to take it out a little bit further. Let me switch to let me see, what do I want to check this to? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at I want to look at the American GFS model. Let me look at that one real quick. So let me switch over to that. We're looking at the American GFS model. No, you're not. Oh, that hurt. Got something right in my eyeball. It's like, what did I do? I don't know what I did. But yeah, it's going to be a fun season. I'll tell you that. It's going to be fun in the sense that it's going to be busy. It's not going to be so fun if your house is in the path of a daggum storm. That's probably the big problem, to say the least. So there we go, GFS model. All right, so let's take a look at the American GFS model. Let's look at the latest and greatest on this one, and let's take this on out, and let's see what this is just coming in. This is the 12Z run. You see it kind of moving into Mexico there, so this is not going to go out all the way. Let's go to the previous run here. Let me look at it's only going to about 156 hours, so we're not all the way out. So let's go to the 6Z run here. We'll take a look at this one. It goes inward, and then you see the other one falls right behind it. I mean, almost boom, boom, going right into the Saturday, Sunday. So we get two there that go on through. Now, the GFS model is not showing that little feature that I was looking off the Atlantic coast, not seeing anything coming up there, looking on out. So what amazed me is still showing a lot of activity out there. Nothing forming, but just a lot of waves and rain activity and stuff out there overall. But at least like once we get beyond this next two systems, things should settle down a little bit. So the 12Z is just now coming in, and we'll check back on that as it continues to load up, and we'll see how that continues to develop there a little bit. So just double checking a couple things here. And we got 5 likes. Yeah, probably not going to get a lot of viewership today, and I wouldn't anticipate that because it is just a marginal tropical storm. But this is a good opportunity for me to kind of test everything out, which is good, and making sure we can stay on top of stuff that's going on. Again, if you're kind of just joining us here, we did get a tropical storm that did form here this morning. Finally, it was like we were waiting for this thing to go. And heck, this morning when I was looking at it at 6 o'clock, there was. I didn't even know if it was going to happen or not because they weren't even exactly sure if it was going to happen, but it finally did. And so this thing's tracking here now to make inland here probably sometime tonight here, and probably in the next 12 hours we'll get a landfalling system here shortly. And very big wind field. They've had gale and some problems there all along the Gulf of Mexico. There's high surf conditions all over the place because the wind field has been pretty big across this area, to say the least. We were looking earlier here a little bit. We were looking at the surf conditions looks like things got a little bit better. There was raining pretty good there at South Padre just a little while ago. Looks like, but the seas are definitely very angry. They're definitely kicking up. And we're probably seeing some very similar conditions down toward Corpus Christi with this as well as the storms is approaching from the west. So yeah, we'll see how long I want to do this. We'll kind of play it by ear a little bit. So let me see here. A couple things I do want to look at here. I probably need to take a look. Yeah, let me update this real quick. Day 1 category. This was yesterday. Probably should have done some live yesterday during some of the storms that were out there earlier. I mean, the severe weather threat today is looking pretty low. This is the day one outlook, by the way. And you can see there the northeast, a little bit of the Midwest, out there across New Mexico, Texas, and of course South Texas. That's where the storms are obviously coming in. Had one warning so far, but nothing to write home about yet, which is good. And I gotta change those. I gotta get rid of that so that it all looks the same. And what I was also thinking about doing was putting I was thinking about putting a logo up in the top right-hand corner of this. Right now, I got the storm break report up there right now, but maybe have like an icon up there, so like when a storm is coming in. Okay, so if it's a Cat 1, it'll say a 1, it'll say a 2, it'll say a 3. Whatever the category storm is, I will put in the top right-hand corner of the display, so when folks come on, they can know exactly what we're talking about. So that's something I'm going to consider doing here. Brilliant! Yeah, sometimes I get a good idea. Yeah, sometimes I get a good idea. I do love my chat ninja. I love the fact that I can pull that stuff up and interact with you guys one-on-one. It's so cool. I really do like that so much. Again, if you guys are checking in here and you're just kind of passing on through, again, we're watching our first tropical storm of the season that has formed. This storm formed this morning. Hey, there's Connie, and Facebook is working. All right. Hey, you doing there, Connie? So at least now I know my Facebook's working there. That's what I love about the Chat Ninja. Chat Ninja, I've got both YouTube and Facebook. I got both chats I can pull up and interact with you guys instantly, which I really like. So we're going to see how things evolve this season. I think what I like to try to do is get some additional, I want to try to probably build a separate kind of block of cameras. All right, so there is a lot of Gulf Coast cameras on YouTube. There's plenty of them. Panama, the Florida Panhandle's got a ton of them. Georgia Coast got a ton of them. Well, the Florida Coast's got a bunch of them. So we're gonna try to get there. Cottonton, Alabama. Yeah, a little breezy. Yeah, it's all across the East Coast is a little breezy. Even up here in North Georgia, we're a little breezy today because you got low, you got a high up there, a little bit of a pressure gradient there. So we're getting a little bit of an easterly wind that's causing that for today. So let's see here, current information. Now, of course, the big story that's been kind of impacting everybody across the nation is the fact that it's just been so doggone hot across a big chunk of the country. So obviously they're not going to be as hot down toward Texas with a lot of that rain down that way. So it's in the 70s anyway, but we're already getting temperatures here. Hadn't gotten too hot just yet, but it's coming. It's coming. We're only kind of near the lunch hour, but we're going to see things get quite warm, to say the least, here for a lot of folks. And then the heat's really going to build up, especially for those in the southeast. You can folks on the Facebook page. Obviously, Alabama, Georgia, you're going to be looking at, I think, upper 90s back again there heading into this upcoming weekend. It's going to be a little bit of a problem. But and then I want to see how this other system forms here this weekend or not. Right now, it's not showing, although it's looking decent on the satellite imagery. I will say that swirl up out there, as best as looked overall. There's still some pretty decent wind shear out there, but this right through here. Let me get my little drawler here. So I'm gonna watch this area right here just to see if because that kept trying to spin something up here for a couple days as it was moving toward the Florida Gulf Coast. Right now, I think the chance for development is only running about 20% on that system right there. You notice the rest of the Atlantic is quiet for the moment. You've got the intertropical convergence zone down here, still a little bit far south. That'll continue to work north as we go through time. Little bit of some of the Saharan dust out here a little bit, although not as much as what we were seeing about a week or so ago. So when this area gets popping out here a little bit later, I think this stuff's going to pop a little bit sooner this year. I'm thinking more toward July than May, August, and September. You typically, when you get to the end of August, early September, that's when you kind of get in the peak of the season. I think it'll be a few weeks earlier when we start seeing things really start hopping out here. That's what I suspect we're going to see things really start getting up there a little bit later, thanks to that. So right now is just watching Texas and seeing how bad things get there for later this afternoon. Let me go back over to Radar Omega here again. Let me get this thing looping again. Oh, we like to keep it looping. Let me go 14 images, so 7 on there. Make it a little bit long. Make it a little bit longer loop here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider it. I know if you're on the Facebook page, obviously just like the page and you'll be part of the link there. YouTube page, please subscribe to the channel. That way, as I do my tropical updates, I have finally figured out the whole YouTube shorts. You can't go over a minute. If you do them over a minute, it'll post on the regular side, and I don't want it over there. So we'll be doing shorts throughout the entire tropical season. It'll be, if you like to watch the little short videos, they'll be 1 minute in duration, just quick little updates that I'll put on there. I'll also include on the Facebook side as a reel, so I'll have a reel and I'll have a short over on the Facebook side for the tropical season as we go through the season to get that. And then I'll have my regular reports and stuff. This will be my kind of my live look, and I'll continue to evolve and hopefully get a little bit better so that we can kind of see. Like I said, I got to fix this up here so it's standardized on all my stuff as we go out there. So I need to also double look at things on my Facebook. I was trying to get somebody to post some videos and stuff or to allow, so I need to go look at my Facebook settings and try to figure out why it's not allowing folks to post stuff. So I'll need to go in there and kind of mess around with the settings a little bit and have it open so when folks are on Facebook, if you want to share pictures or if you're in an area that's being hit, you got videos, you'll have the ability to go ahead and post that. So I'll need to go into look at my settings and see if I can kind of get that going. So we shall see on that. Just double checking some stuff here on the Hurricane Center. I want to double check a couple things from them. It's good to have a multiple task. Use your phone a little bit. And so looking at the 7-day again. Yeah, there's still. Let's see what that's still showing there. That's 30% on both of them. So just kind of double checking the development here on both products. I probably need to make another map here. What I need to get is I've got the interactive map, which is this one here. I'll show you that one real quick. That's obviously this one. So this one I can pull up the stuff, but I need to pull up I need to make one for the forecast period too. I guess I need to have that as well. I usually do that on my videos that I upload on here. I do it that way. Yeah, privacy setting. I'll need to look at the privacy settings on that, Connie. I definitely need to look at the privacy settings and see if I can make that so folks can be public and can post some stuff. Or of course, I gotta be careful with that because I know I've had friends of mine in the weather business and different stuff where it can get out of hand. Where here you are, you're talking about a tropical system, you're talking about a tropical storm, you're trying to do coverage and stuff, and the folks want to get political. I'm like, come on, we're trying to do coverage here. Don't be doing that stuff. So, it's just one of those things. So I'm really hoping that as we go through the hurricane season, like I said, everybody's that's a normal viewer knows that we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. And the 5,000 subscribers is I've got 8 weather radios I'm going to buy. I've made enough money with that. Yeah, that's that's when you turn the comments off. Amen. So we're hoping to get to 5,000 subscribers, but hopefully by the end of the year. We got about 190 days to go on that. Hopefully with our coverage for the tropics coming up for this upcoming season, we'll be able to do it. It's going to be a bit of a fight, and it's going to be hard. I think I know I'll have better viewership probably on my Facebook page when it comes to the tropical stuff than on the YouTube side, just because I have more followers on the Facebook side, and the YouTube side. Obviously, you got to go up against the Godfather, so maybe a little bit more difficult to do because obviously he's going to do coverage the same time as everything else. Here is let me show you the colorized infrared here. Let me get this up here real quick. Just make sure that's updated. Yeah, it is updated. There we go. This here is the infrared imagery here. You can see the thunderstorms. The color, it really enhances. It kind of shows you the the higher cloud tops of those storms that are finally forming on really kind of on the southern and the eastern edge of that center of circulation coming through there right now. So I don't think it's going to have enough time to get wrapped around, because it's moving west at 9. That's a pretty decent pace. And by the time it gets anything kind of wrapped around it, it's going to be, making landfall at that point. But I am going to continue to watch that stuff out to the west. That's something. Say, where is that thing here? That's my Kona shot. Do I have an image? Yeah, let me pull this one up here if it'll let me. So obviously you can see the corner. This is kind of an upper level feature. Yeah, I'm gonna have to delete that. I figured that was what was gonna happen. Hold on one second. Let me do this real quick. I gotta add my whiteboard back because it was a copy. When you make a copy, you don't like it, so you gotta add it back to it. And then you transition, and then we can do it. So this is kind of an upper level feature here as well. So we'll see if that one develops anything as it comes toward closer to the coast. Now, I will say this: if it does track westerly and kind of works its way to Alabama, Georgia, it could enhance the rainfall chances in the days ahead. So that's something to watch there. Hey, Minnesota guy with us. Hey, things on my bucket list. I don't want to see a tornado. 2, meet a storm chaser. 3, be a storm chaser. Well, I know a storm chaser. A good friend of mine did it for a lot of years, professional. He's kind of semi-retired from that now. I have storm chased. I've done it a couple of times. Not really my forte, especially when you get in harm's way, to say the least. But yeah, it is. Let me get back over here to the golf here. We'll get to my closer shot. There we go. So yeah, it's definitely something that's not for everybody. But I will say this: make sure that you get the proper education. Go to the spotter classes from the National Weather Service. They offer some spotter class training and stuff like that. That can help you out a little bit if you have any indication, any inkling to want to be a spotter there. Well, I don't do fake book at all. I don't do fake book always. Problem. Yeah, I can understand that. I'll be honest with you, with Facebook, with my I post stuff like my retirement stuff and things that I did in the military and things with my family and stuff like that. I'm about 95% good at not getting political on Facebook at all. I stay away from that crap. If I got somebody online that gets a little bit too opinionated with their political stuff, I don't dislike them. I mean, it's stupid. I'm not going to, your political views are different, I'm going to dislike you. No, I don't do that. I might snooze them for a little bit, but I'm not going to dislike somebody just because their political views are different than my own. I'm just not going to do that. So that's something that just it's all relative out there with the stuff going on here. So anyhow, let's get back over here to look at some of these squall lines that are coming in here. What's interesting when you're dealing with a tropical system, it's not like the thunderstorm raindrops that you get like with a big fat raindrop. They're kind of really misty. They're really kind of hard. High water content, and you'll get a big downpour, especially with the tropical systems. You get a big downpour. You get a really big gust of wind. Then it'll go away. Then it'll settle for a little bit. Then you'll get another squall coming in behind that. So it's almost like waves coming at you one after another as the storm is making landfall. So that's one of the things that you got to deal with when you're dealing with a tropical system here. I'm sure the Weather Channel folks have got their guys that got here. It's like, yeah, we got some winds. I got to check a look at some of these winds here. I see 40, 45. Just kind of check some of these winds up here. 46, there's a 50 I saw. Just kind of check some of these winds along the coast here. These are kind of this is kind of land. This is blowing offshore, obviously, so these won't be nearly as high. So up here, just kind of seeing some of these winds here. Let's see, 30. And just kind of check it. So it looks like some pretty decent winds up here to the some of the stuff up here to the north and east of the Corpus Christi. Just kind of checking some of those wind speeds. Yeah, that's obviously where some of the rain is too. So some pretty good squally weather in here. We're getting some, looks like we're getting some pretty decent wind speeds up there, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. So definitely seeing some tropical storm winds through here. Yeah, I'm not anticipating a lot of power outages with this or anything. I mean, they could be sporadic, but it shouldn't be too high because the winds just aren't as high. I'm sorry, I didn't see your. I love that. Hey, Connie, I know what you said there. Politics has something to do with weather, but you'd be surprised. That's all I'll tell you. I got a good buddy of mine, Glenn Burns. He was a chief meteorologist here at WSB in Atlanta for a lot of years. He's still got a very large social media presence, and they get all political nasty on some of the stupidest, dumbest things, and he has to shut down his page from time to time just because of it. So you'd be surprised. Start to see what you say. You know a lot of weather because you need to do forecasts, right? Yeah, well, I definitely know it. I'm not perfect, that's for sure. Weather's not an exact science, which I tell a lot of folks. Like I said this morning, this thing was looking so bad. I mean, we just were spotty storms here, there, and everywhere. There was a little bit of stuff that was showing up on the south side, but over the last 6 hours, conditions changed. So everything changes a little bit. And that's what's given us the tropical storm out there right now. Let me double check. I think let me see if the hurricane hunters are out there right now. I've not looked. Let me see here. It's a thing called a vortex message. So I'm gonna double check here. And no, they're not out there right now. Just kind of checking. Test that. That's all. So. Yeah, they've not even been out there. So, and I don't see anything pending. So, I guess they're not worried about it because they've only got 12 hours and it's going inland. So, a lot of this is going to be done radar estimate and satellite interpretation the way it's looking right now. So I'll get back over here to the. So let me use this one. I'm sorry. I just don't want. There we go. See, you got anything else going on out there? I was just double checking some stuff. Nope. I'll go back up here to Galveston. Looks like they're getting a little bit of a break. They're having a pretty good downpour there at South Padre Island earlier. But it looks like they're getting a little bit of a break right now. So they had a pretty good squall that was going through earlier, but it looks like now, and although it's still looking a little rough out there. There's South Padre Island right there, but well, they're just blowing up the surf, looks like to me. Ooh. So I'm trying to take what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to take some notes while we're doing this little bit of coverage here this afternoon. I don't know how long I'm going to go with this because yeah, that was a pretty good tornado watch yesterday. Didn't see a whole lot there. Oh, I love my emojis. That's probably the best thing I added. Is I love the emoji stuff. So I need to put my icon in here. I need to put my NHS Outlook in here. So I'm just kind of making some notes as we go along here. I gotta sync the titles. So this up here looks like everything else. I got to sync those. I've created some new stuff. So I kind of took this obviously from my severe weather platform that we were looking at earlier and bringing stuff over. There's certain stuff I will not use, but it's other stuff I need to use. So this needs to match up here for everything. What I'd love to do is get this automated. What did you do for the military? Well, when I was in the military, I was a signal officer. I did a lot of communications, helped develop networks and stuff. Did all my tours in the Middle East. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have done Europe one time before I retired, but it didn't work out. I got close, got that close. If I had been able to stay in the military 2 weeks longer, I would have had one more tour in Europe, but I didn't get to go because I was too close to my retirement date, unfortunately. So that's how that's up. But storm's looking pretty. Let me make sure. I already got that on the repeat. So I've got this thing on recycle. So every time I go to it, it's updating its imagery here. So I'm just double checking the time cue there. That's 16:31. So it's only 6 minutes old. So that's that satellite image is only 6 minutes. It's definitely getting better organized. That's for sure. It's starting to look like a tropical system now, because up to now it just has not looked like it at all. Has not looked that way at all. I haven't looked at this in a hot minute, so I'm look here. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Continue to look at the storm totals here. Starting to get some pretty decent rains here, up here toward the north. So looks like here, Yeah, seeing 2 inches of rain here near Rockport. Pretty close to the radar, but we got 3 inches, so we got pretty good rains falling here right there. So we got some pretty good rains that are kind of shielding and coming in right now. I went today and I got me some, I picked up some business cards. So I'm going to take the business cards and I'm going to print out some Weather YouTube or some Weather Nerds cards so I can kind of give out folks around my immediate area. I also want to give the cards out because I've been telling folks for a while I was going to go with Radar Mega. Radar Mega is what this radar imagery is, okay? And Radar Mega is based here in Atlanta, and I want to beta test for those guys. I want to be able to test their latest products and give them suggestions for feedback when they're doing their testing upgrades for their product. And then obviously I want to ask them what numbers do I need to try to strive for on Facebook and on YouTube to possibly get potential sponsorship. And obviously, if I get a sponsorship, I got to put their logo here. I'll have to redo my screen because their logo's got to go on here. Hey, James. So you're heading to Minnesota tomorrow, leaving Port Arthur area tomorrow. Well, I think you should be better up there at Port Arthur. I mean, obviously, Port Arthur's we're just showing the cameras from that area. You're getting some pretty good rains there now. But it should be better tomorrow, I would suspect, as this is moving inland. So, yeah, just have a safe drive there. Watch your heat going back. This is a real neat tool. I kind of brought this one in. This is kind of my Saharan dust tracker here. Kind of seeing what's going on right now. Saharan dust is really cutting down out there. About a week or so ago, it was looking really bad out there. Right now, it's just kind of predominantly just off the the African coast, Texas. African coast right now. But the Saharan dust is definitely going downhill out there right now. So that should allow things a little bit better. Hey, no problem, James. You are very welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I was just, if you didn't see it earlier, I was showing the camera from that area, from South Padre Island. That was the best camera I found. I was looking toward Corpus Christi, couldn't find one, but I might go out on the website and take a look here, see if I can find something a little bit better. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I think when we get into a situation where we get a little more activity going on, obviously we'll get a better chance of getting some more subscribers on the channel. Today was not going to be the best day to do that. I'm kind of holding my own, which is kind of good. We've been adding one subscriber, a few here at a time. A couple of my videos that I posted have picked up a subscriber here, a subscriber there. So I'm holding my own, which is good. Because when you don't post in a while, they always bleed off a little bit. So I'm always worried about that. So I had a couple of my updates that I've done, a few hundred, not great, but doing well enough to pick up some new subscribers there. It's so interesting because when I first started, I was posting stuff. I get a few thousand views here and there, but like I said, when YouTube changed that algorithm back in January, it greatly changed anything that I was able to do with my actual production videos. The production videos, take a little bit of effort. You got to put a little production value in it. I like using my software and putting that stuff out there, but it does not get a lot of play, unfortunately. Not as much as it did before they changed that algorithm, I tell you that. And what's really interesting is that I can post a video and it has folks to subscribe, give me a lot of likes and comments. I can get that, and it still doesn't get picked up. So it's like I said, it's a fight out there. I think it's because a lot of what's going on out there has been we've seen a little saturation going on out there. Let me check my business phone here. Let's see here. Hey, great question. Does Bright Works have it? Are you scheduled for? Yeah. This is my business phone right here. This is I run a dental temp agency out of my house. Yeah, I'm hoping so, James. I really am. It's going to be a fight. I wish I could go in a time capsule. I wish I could go back 3 years, or 4 years ago. Let me go back to 2020 and during the pandemic and put something like this together. That would have been pretty cool. But the Godfather got it first, and he was able to build. I was looking back at some numbers and stuff, and when he first started talking, he was getting tens of thousands of viewers right out the gate. I mean, immediately, and his product, like mine, was a work in progress and everything else. When you look at his early stuff to later, but he found a market that was not tapped. He was the first. And then you had all these other guys that came along. You got the Max Velocity guy who, I tell you, if I could do what he does, I probably could get there pretty quickly. But I can't dedicate that time. He doesn't have a whole lot of. I'm married. I got a wife. I got a couple daughters. I got other stuff that's going on. So I'd love to give you guys 24. If I could do this 24/7, I would do it. I would absolutely do it. But I can't, unfortunately. So I got to pick my battles and pick my times to be able to do it. But yeah, it's one of those things you got to balance it out, man. You got to balance it out. But my wife already knows. She already knows. We get to a hurricane coming in. We get a landfalling hurricane coming in. I'm gonna be on top of that, man. That's gonna be my stuff. Want to try to do as much as I can to give top quality coverage. And if it's just a handful of my regular viewers that are benefiting, so be it. That's just the way it'll have to be. But I know I'm pretty confident my Facebook side will do a lot better than my YouTube. And the only reason why I say that is because all my Facebook followers are Alabama. Majority of them are Alabama and Georgia. So if I get any kind of landfalling, Gulf Coast, East Coast, anything on that lines, they're going to watch. They're going to watch. So I'll have very good coverage on the Facebook side. YouTube side, I don't know. Oh, I don't know who subscribed, but thank you. Hey, we just added a new subscriber. Thank you very much. I appreciate whoever just kind of tapped in there. That is very, very helpful. Like I said, we like to add a little bit here. One subscriber at a time. And we like to do that. Oops, let me get over to I got to add that back here real quick. I thought I was up over here. Wasn't I up over here? Yeah, there I am. There I am. I thought I had it up. For some reason it doesn't do it, but da-da! There you go. I got my desktop turned off there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, thank you, Lisa. See ya. Thank you. I think I got ahead of you. I accidentally hit it when I didn't have to. I wish it would be instant. That's what I wish Streamlabs would do. I wish it would be instant. Yeah, I agree with you there, James. I really believe that'll be the best time for us to add new subscribers to the channel. Will be during the hurricane season. Absolutely. Again, it'll just be depending on the number of people coming. Like right now, we've been broadcasting here for maybe an hour. We've had like 50 people watch, so we're not getting a lot of stuff right now. As interest picks up, when we get into a situation where we have a lot of, hey, Lisa, you just found the channel. Well, thank you. Appreciate you coming on board here. And I'll watch out for my postings. We'll have some new stuff. I post regular updates and stuff. And welcome to the family here. Well, like I said, one good thing about being small is at least I can give each one of you guys dedicated attention. That's definitely a big plus there to give you guys dedicated attention. But yeah, we're gonna get there. It's gonna be a slow. Oh, we got a tornado warning here. Just came out. Where is my? Oh, I think my audio is muted. Yep, it is. I'm sorry about that. Just this week. Remember what I was just saying about tornado warning? Here we go. We got one here. Radar indicated. This one is for East Central Arkansas and Southern Cal until 12:15. Capable producing a tornado was located 13 miles east of Lamar, moving west at 30. So not unusual. This is a water spout coming in off the coast. This is exactly where I was just pointing a little while ago. I said, I was surprised that the SPC didn't put up a potential tornado watch at least. When you got a landfalling tropical system, especially on that top right quadrant like that, you get some things to spin up. Let's look at the velocity here. I'm guessing somebody may have saw this. Looks like maybe something. Looks like right in here. Looks like a little bit something right in there. It's not your textbook setup, especially when you're dealing with a water spout. It's kind of but they can cause damage. Like this is moving in this way, so about 30 miles per hour. If you do a Google search on Hurricane Ivan tornado TV station, I think it is, I think it's still out there. You'll hear the chief meteorologist at WJHG in Panama City. That's the station I was working at the time. I had just come off the air, and we got sideswiped by a tornado. And I was actually turning the cameras. This thing tornado went right by the screen. It was a water spout tornado, and actually caused, I think, the first death in Ivan was from that tornado. We got sideswiped. We had about 93 mile per hour winds on our wind vane. Didn't tear the roof off, but there was insulation from houses and stuff all out in the parking lot. My car was covered in it. So I mean, even though these are weaker systems, like weaker tropical systems, you could still get these storms that can cause damage, and that's what we're seeing right here with this radar indicated a possible water spout that could become a tornado. It's a water spout when it's over water, and as soon as it comes on land, tornado. So that's the deal between the two. You say hunting. Okay, hunting season. Yeah, okay. I was to see what y'all were talking about there. So we got our first tornado warning here for this afternoon with this storm coming in here along the coast. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few more. Would not shock me in the least, especially up here toward the north. Let me look up here. I'm kind of checking these northern bands out here. That does look, watching the stuff out here. So these other bands out here, as they kind of rotate in, could potentially spin up something too. But that is our first one of the day. Let me go back here to my Gulf of Mexico shot here. Yeah, Hurricane Ivan was, I believe that is the record setter for tornadoes. I will tell you about Hurricane Ivan. When we started that for initial warning, we were on doing nonstop warnings for about 10 hours. Me and the chief, we were kind of tag teaming, going back and forth. I had been up since early. I was trying to get a nap. Had a feeling something may come on. I come back over to the set and boom, there's a tornado. We were using Barron Services Viper program when it was brand new, just out of the box. And we were signing, boom, there it was. We saw it coming right at us. And we took a power hit, and we came back on, but the generators kicked back in, and boom, I would tell you, that was a very memorable moment in my career, to say the least. Let's go back here. Let me look at the storm relative velocity. I'm going to look at a couple of things here as we're looking at this. Yeah, hard to see. Again, I think it's sitting right in here. Let me switch this over here. Boom. So here's what we're looking right now. If we get a hurricane to southeast Texas this summer, I will try and get you some. Absolutely. And I got to work out on the Facebook side to get allow folks to post. So I'll go check on I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll look at my settings. I'll do a little research and make sure that the Facebook Weather Nerds page is up and running for you guys to be able to post stuff. Let me switch this out a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't look all that impressive. Like I said, right now that is a water spout coming in there. Let me go on. It looks like coming toward Fulton and Rockport. You got a couple of these cities in here just outside the warning. Most of the time when you get a landfalling water spout, they typically don't last very long. They kind of fall apart a little bit, but they can track a little bit inland a little bit. So I don't know if this will actually be extended outward to include these cities out ahead of it. We can watch that closely. You saw a funnel in Belton, Texas years ago. Oh, there you go. I've seen a few water spouts in my time. I've seen a few tornadoes in my time as well. Haven't seen a big one though. I've not seen a mega one, that's for sure. I'm just I'm gonna leave this on refresh too, just so it's updating here. I want to watch that closely. I'm really gonna. Yeah, I definitely want. I'm gonna continue to watch this stuff out here. Oh, you're a post-grad in Texas A&M. There you go. That's where you saw. Well, if you live in Texas, you're gonna see that kind of stuff out there for sure. I'm really gonna watch that. That's really interesting to me. I'm again. I keep going back out here to look at this. Look at this area out here. This is a little interesting. I'm seeing it kind of fanning out a little bit, and it's a smaller system than the other one, but that one interests me. But obviously, we're watching this right here. So we'll see. Yeah, this thing is got what I'm seeing on this as well is there's a little bit of drier intrusion. I tell you, before this thing moved off to the west, what we were seeing here for a couple of days is we were seeing some pretty decent dry air. There was a lot of dry air intrusion on the west side of this thing. So that was causing a little bit of a problem. Why are you not letting me draw in there? I'm not sure. My little drawer stopped working. But yeah, we'll see if that kind of holds true here. And again, if you know, hey Megan, hey Otto, hey, good to see you there. Good to see you there, Megan. Welcome on board here for this afternoon. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please give me a thumbs up if you can. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel as we kind of knock it one day at a time, trying to get a little closer to that 5,000 mark. We're kind of chipping away at it. What's my percentage at now? I think I'm at yeah, we're at 74.62%. That's where our current number is sitting at, 74.62%. So I think we get to 30. I'm not sure. I think 37.50. I think I guess this is 75%. So we're knocking on the door of it. We're getting close. Oh, the name on Facebook. If you do, I did rename that, rebrand that. It should come up as Weather Nerds Unite if you do it on the Facebook search. I can double check that just to make sure, but I think that's correct. Let me I'll double check it right now. Hold on a second. I will double check this real quick. If I did a little search, here, let's see if it comes. I'm gonna make sure it comes up. And yep, there it is. I see Megan has shared it. Yeah, it says Weather Nerds. There's a couple of other Weather Nerds out there. So, but you're looking for Weather Nerds Unite. You'll see meteorologist Greg Majeski. It will come up. But you'll see a couple of groups out there where it just says Weather Nerds. That's why I had to use Weather Nerds Unite as a name, because somebody already grabbed the other one. So, I tell you, there goes the alert. What we got going on here? Is it in the area, or is this somewhere else? Let's see here. That's up in Canada. I don't care about Canada. Another person don't care about Canada. Yeah, you can follow on the Facebook page. Like I got to work on my settings on Facebook page so folks can post on there. So we take that down there. Boop, 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 boop. Keep double checking. I got 20 more minutes on this one. Keep double checking to see. It looks like if we had anything there, let me loop this again. Looks like maybe coming on shore, getting pretty close to it. Right about in there. So it's not your textbook red and green away and toward type thing. It's just rotation in there. Oh, Megan, okay. Sorry. I was seeing what y'all were talking about. Oh, anyway, let's go back over here to... I'm guessing, since we're so close to landfall, that we're sitting at, we still got another hour. Probably got another hour. And at 2 o'clock Eastern, we'll probably get an intermediate advisory. We'll get an update on this system. So there's the current information right now as it stands. So as this thing's coming in, we'll probably get an update here in in about an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. We'll get an update here, and it may go up a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we get something close to 50 miles per hour for a landfall. It really would not shock me, as these thunderstorms are continuing to blow up here pretty close to that center of circulation. So if you look closely, what you're seeing is you're seeing a couple things here. I'm gonna add my, hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and add this real quick because I think what I did was, yes, I gotta add my whiteboard back in here. So let me add that back in. Yeah, let me do this real quick, and then transition, and there it goes. All right, so here's the thing. So you're seeing right now this. You got the spin up obviously at the surface. If you look aloft, you're seeing this flow out like this. So that means we got high pressure aloft and we got low pressure at the surface. What was holding this thing back for as long as it did was the fact that it was such a broad rotation. Okay, so we had a very broad rotation in here, and we finally got the thunderstorms flaring up around that low level circulation at the surface. So it was kind of slow developing. But looking at the wind field, I'm looking at there looks like there's outflow, there's thunderstorms, but unfortunately just well, fortunately and unfortunately, this is getting its act together only hours from landfall. Now, I have seen situations where storms have gone through rapid intensification quickly because the water temperatures out here are running about 86 degrees or so. See, we got a little surge in people kind of checking in on the coverage. If you haven't heard already, we did get Tropical Storm Alberto formed this morning about 10:45. They finally decided to classify it as a tropical storm and not just as a tropical cyclone 1. That's what they were calling it before. Something new that the Hurricane Center is doing this year. Not a fan, but that's what they're doing. So we got our first named storm. Looks like we're going to get some pretty heavy rains here across areas of South Texas. That's the area that's going to be of concern. Mexico landslides, definitely could be looking at loss of life, especially in those mountainous areas as this thing moves inland. Well, we've had a couple of, we already have had our first tornado warning here this morning. We've, for a possible, probably looking at a possible water spout that's coming in, which is not unusual. When you get a landfalling tropical system, you might get a tornado or two to kind of spin up. Whatever's in here, I can't see it very well. So it's not showing up very good on the high velocity. Maybe switch over to storm relative and see if that looks any better there or not. Let's take a look here. No, neither one of these is showing up very well. So we had some rotation that kind of set that off for that tornado warning. I do not think it's going to be expanded because typically when you get a water spout coming in, it only goes for a little while and it comes on off. If you can do me a favor for you guys, whoever's coming on board, leave and stuff, please give me a thumbs up. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. We're a small channel. We need a little help. That's best we can do. And if you consider subscribing to the channel, I hope to kind of make this a regular feature. It's going to be a very active, obviously, hurricane season. We're looking at potential record-breaking season ahead. I do shorts. I do updates on a regular basis so that you guys can get that into your feed. So please consider doing that. All right, let's take a look here. Let's look at and what I'm going to watch closely now that we're kind of getting this stuff coming in, I want to take a look and see. This is what the projected rainfall totals. We're looking basically at 4 to 6 area, and that's what the high resolution model is kicking out. So as we go forward here, I want to continue to watch and see how the rainfall totals get going in here. Oh, okay. Go over on the Facebook side. You can check it over there. I'm simulcasting on Facebook as well. Kind of doing both. Let me look at these rain totals here. Been a hot minute since I looked. Storm totals. Yeah, it's starting. Those heavy rains starting to come in now. Seeing really increasing here along the coastal area. So yeah, you see the area right here really starting to fill in here with some 3 to 4 inch rains. Corpus Christi, Petronia, Kingsville, all this area is under flash flood watches right now. If you haven't seen that, here is the latest watch warnings here. All that area there in green in South Texas, those are your flood watches. The orange along the coast is your tropical storm warnings that are up right now. Wind gusts over 40 miles per hour expected. All that stuff you see in the Northeast, that's for all the hot air outside of Washington, D.C. A lot of heat up in the Northeast for today. But obviously our main focus here for today is going to be what's going on down here on the Texas Gulf Coast as we continue to watch our first tropical system of the year kind of come on in. And I'm making notes. I'm trying to get, trying to make some adjustments I'm going to have to do on this thing. which I will do when I'm off the air. I'm not going to do it now. I want to fix that stuff up there, and I want to build a a pretty good network of cameras that I want to do. What I probably will do, what I'm thinking is, as a source, I will turn. I'm not sure if it'll be a bandwidth problem. This thing I'll have to test is that I will build a source where the browsers will all be in there. So I will save the sources at location. Like, okay, this is Destin, this is Jacksonville, this is Fort Lauderdale, this is Miami, and I'll turn them off and turn them on when I need them. So I'll pause them, I'll turn them on. So I'm not having to go to YouTube and look and stuff. So I'm going to build a live page that'll have all the stuff on there. So I want to pull up a camera, I'll just go, okay, that one's on, that one's off. I can bounce between the cameras, turn them on and off, real easy. But I got to build that yet. Haven't done that yet. So that's on my to-do list here. I'm gonna write that one down too. Live cam library. Yeah, so I'm thinking about 10 or 15 cameras mostly, and I'll put them by floor and everything else. Oh, there you go. I see you're on. Yes, you're on Facebook and you're working. There you go. That is the Minnesota Storm Chaser guy. He's using his mom's account. So yes, I can pull you up from there. Don't worry with this about anything right now for the tropics. We're looking pretty good right now. Still waiting to see how long to go on this warning here. Still got 12 more minutes on this. This is updated just a couple minutes ago. So looks like located near Key El Lagro, or 8 miles east of Rockport, moving west at 30. So there's still, looks like it's going real close. I don't see anything lighting up. It's hard to see. Nothing's lighting up in here because that's a bays in there. So that's just not a lot of people out there, obviously. Not having to worry about that. Yeah, so kind of watching this real quickly here. I probably will break contact here probably another hour or so, maybe an hour and a half. I do need to do my regular product for my Facebook page. I don't want to miss that today. You still can't find me on Facebook. All right, well, put my name in. Try that. See if it comes up then. Just put my name in. Ignore the personal page. The one that says meteorologist Greg Majeski. Go look for that one and see if it comes up. I only have people on my fan page. The only people that are on my personal page are people I know. People in the military, people in TV that I've worked with. So I don't do individuals on my personal page. But on the weather page, it's open game. Yeah, just put Facebook page. Just put my name. You see it. You see it right there. Just put that in. That should come up on you. So you can find me on the Facebook side. Now for the regular guys that kind of come in and out of here, I think we got like maybe a dozen or so, 12 or 15 y'all regular viewers on this channel. As we go along, obviously we want to try to get more people to build. I'll be happy if we get to like a couple hundred of regular viewers. That'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be very helpful. So just let me do one little search here. I want to look here. I want to look at something real quick. Let's do. I'm gonna go over to Google here. Let's see here. I got a couple cameras here. I don't like them. This is Corpus Christi cameras here. Not a fan of these. Oh, you can't even go full screen on these. No. So I found some Corpus Christi cameras, but they're only attached to the city of Corpus Christi page, so I can't grab the link. I have to actually grab them. So that's something I want to write down. I gotta add that for future reference. So you got to pick, and they're fish eyes on top of that. I don't like the view at all. Anyone familiar with a fisheye look? That's what these cameras look like. Seeing some stuff out there. I can try to grab these. Let's do this. I will copy this. Hold on a second. Let's do this. Let's duplicate there. Do that. Okay, then I have to go down here and take this out. I'm gonna try. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll just go ahead and add this real quick. It doesn't take long. Does it take long? Corpus Christi, body of Christ. That's what Corpus Christi means. And 1920 by 1080. I got a YouTube notification for something. Not sure what that was for. Alrighty. So now I gotta try to shrink these down. Whoop, no, I don't want to do that. But come on. Oh, come on. Try the right one. Not a fan of these cameras. They're just not very... First of all, they're not like normal standard view, by the way. But I'm going to put this up real quick and just show you what I'm looking at. I'll drag this thing down. Now, when visit a friend of mine is in the hospital. He's at the hospital in. Is that playing or not? Let me see here. Internet. Yeah, it says it's supposed to be playing. Well, here's the view of that camera. Yeah, it's playing. Okay, there's the view of Corpus Christi camera. I just wanted to be sure that. But you see what I'm talking about? The fisheye. That's all their cameras are fisheye looks. So it kind of gives you kind of a distorted kind of view. You can see the rain there coming into Corpus Christi, but that's the Corpus Christi camera there. So, and that's the. They got some other ones. They got 1, 2, 3. They got 4 different cameras on there, but I'm gonna leave it on that one for right now. Guys, we're kind of seeing this. Gotta go, Greg. Working on digging water well by hand. Oh, that sounds like a lot of hard work, old school. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of hard work. Well, you just be safe out there. James, glad you found me on Facebook, brother. And I got about almost 11,000 on the Facebook side, about 10,950. I've been stuck there for like 2 years. I add new followers, I drop them off. I've been stuck at like 10,950 for a long time. But that was kind of built up mostly from my TV days. Take that down there. So I haven't even looked at that last time I looked. So I can see the Facebook stuff. But I've seen y'all's chats and stuff and viewers and not a lot out there right now. So that's fine. But I promise you, as we get to the meat of the hurricane season, that's going to be a different story. Get that upward here. Like I said, I'll probably go here for a little bit longer. We'll kind of feel this thing out. I appreciate y'all giving me some feedback, though. Y'all give me some ideas while I'm doing this. This is really good. So I'm kind of writing them down, jotting them down a little bit. I'm probably going to delete some stuff out of here, too. I've got a little bit other stuff out here. Like some of the severe weather stuff, I really don't think I need to have it. I might keep my day one stuff because, you get high wind, you get obviously tornadoes with tropical stuff. Don't need the hail one for sure. You don't get hail you typically don't get hail with a hurricane. Too warm for that. Because that's all tropical stuff is one big giant heat engine. It's designed to transport built-up heat in the tropics and take it poleward. And because we've got such an imbalance with the water temperatures out in the Atlantic right now in the Gulf of Mexico, I mean, you got water temperatures out there that are more conducive toward the end of August. The only thing we're waiting on right now is for the intertropical convergence zone to get a little bit further northward and to see what kind of wave activity comes off the coast of Africa. Once that happens, then we'll get some more. Hey, welcome to that new subscriber. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Always great to add a new subscriber to the channel. Makes me feel good, you know. We may not get the tens of thousands or the hundreds of new subscribers, but we get it one at a time. That's a good thing. Oh, someone was asking about the beard. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Okay, this is what happened. I'm going to explain this what happened. My wife bought me for Father's Day an actual beard trimmer. And I had never used one before and didn't realize you got to put these little blades on there. And I was trying to trim my mustache, and when I did, I took out like a big chunk of it off. I mean, there was no way to bring it down and stuff, so I'm like, oh crap, that looks like garbage. So I ended up having to shave the whole thing off. And I'd had it since I retired in September. So I am trying to, give me about a week or a half or so, it'll grow back and we'll take a look at it. So we got some severe weather going off here, just making sure it's not for this area, I think. Oh, yeah, we do got one up here to the north. Here we go. Up here toward the north. This is for, this one I just missed, actually. This was 4 minutes ago. Southwestern Brazerio County and northeastern Martiro County. So we're getting some severe weather here. Oops, let me get over here. Sorry about that. This is located near Brazeria. Well, that's kind of weird. I've never seen the warning like this. It's saying severe thunderstorm that may be capable of producing a tornado was located near Brazeria. Well, if it's capable, then why don't you make it a tornado warning, guys? I don't get that. But that's that cell there. So we got a couple of other warning. We got two. Another tornado warning came out here too. Looks like they issued this one too. They did extend another warning here. I see that warning here on top of there. Yep. This one just got issued and extended here. So we got another one here. Eastern Central Aransas County. This tornado was located about 8 miles east of Key Largo, 10 miles east of Rockport, moving west at 25. That's that same doggone cell we were looking at earlier. Still can't see it very well. Let me loop this again for you here. Yeah, there, I can see it right here. So looks like it is right about there. It's, so we got some sort of water spout probably coming on board. So the cities are over here. So there's absolutely nothing out here. This is part of the intercoastal waterway. Thank you. My brain doesn't want to work sometimes. But we got a tornado there. Or a water spout that's making landfall. We're getting a water spout making landfall. Let me go back over to the SPC. This is the second one I've seen. I want to see if they're considering putting up a tornado watch box down here or not. So just checking. Yeah, there's a discussion. Here it goes. All right, look at the discussion here, and so 40% chance of a watch being issued. All right, so there's a chance we may get a tornado watch box. I think possible. It says severe potential, but I think probably tornado watch box most likely. Sporadic water spouts may move on shore as a brief tornado before likely weakening inland. Overall threat remain relatively lower end of the near term, but we'll continue to monitor for a narrow tornado watch. So when they're talking about narrow, they're talking about right along the coastal areas. So as this thing gets closer and we get the spin up along the coastal zones there, we could see a possible tornado there. So again, we'll see how this works out. I see the other one just expired. So the other tornado watch expired. They got the new one that just came out in here. Looks like we got something right about in here, looks like. Let me stop this real quick. I want to look at some of the winds here real quick. I want to eyeball some of these winds in here. 49, 50, 56, yeah, 56 mile per hour wind in there. So possible water spout in here. And it kind of zeroes out and then it goes back up in here again. So you see here it goes down to 0. That's probably some sort of broad rotation here. Some very strong winds on the north side of this. So we'll see how that continues to evolve here for this afternoon. I don't even know if anybody else is broadcasting. I'm assuming it probably is. I'm not the only one, I'm sure. I don't think the Godfather is broadcasting. I don't think this would probably not bring up his attention. Maybe later. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh, you didn't. I'm the ADD boy. There you go. Yeah, that was the. I'm getting it back though. I'm gonna grow it back. We will definitely get that. We'll definitely get the beard back going again. So we've got 2 warnings now in this area. We got the one severe thunderstorm warning up here to the north. This one also has possible tornado with this. This is for Brazerio and Matagorda counties until 12:45. Let me switch over to this. Sorry about that. That's for that warning up here. And then we got the other tornado warning down here to the south, near not too far from Corpus Christi. This one's been around for a little while. So this one again is for East Central Aransas. Well, what a name, Aransas. Like Kansas with an AR on the front of it. See if you can butcher and beat the crap out of that one. So continue to watch to see how that goes here. Yeah, we added a few new subscribers. That's good, where folks kind of come in and come out, and that's very typical with this. We're going to skew pretty lot with this. we're gonna skew. Did I over here? Nope, that's the wrong place. I gotta go over to this one. There we go. Yeah, we got 9 likes, and the average view on this is no, it's not coming up. That's weird. Okay, that's weird. Usually it gives me my my time on this. It's not doing it today. So 14 new likes. That's not too bad. Every time folks kind of like the channel, it does help. Let me look at the look at these live spots down here. So, oh, you gotta refresh that too. Oh, I hate that. Here it is. So yeah, they get some water in there. I'm looking at the Corpus Christi camera there. It's definitely got some high surf. I'm not sure where that is. It's down on the beach. You can see the surf there on the north side of that. But they got some pretty good winds coming in there. I'm assuming it looking like that's probably south of where that tornado warning is at. Let's see, open widget. Oh, there. Oh, that's why. Analytics. There we are. There we go. Now, I just didn't have it on the wrong thing. I couldn't see it. Hey, Diane. Welcome on the Facebook side. Good afternoon to you as well. Welcome on board. Just kind of doing some testing here. We're simulcasting, which is really great. I'm glad to see my bandwidth problems I was having when I was first doing this back in April has greatly improved. I'm not having a hardwired. I'm actually streaming from the wireless, which is good. Let me go back up here to continue to watch this stuff here. Like I said, we're going to have a new update here probably in about 25 more minutes. I think 25 more minutes we'll have another update from the National Hurricane Center. So when that comes in, what we're going to see is we'll see an update here on the wind speed and the forecast and stuff. Again, the surf conditions are bad all along the Gulf Coast because the wind field on this has been pretty hard. You can see the orange there showing the tropical storm force winds are well inland. I was looking at the velocity and was seeing 40-mile-per-hour winds all up and down the coast, even some higher gusts up to 50, showing up with some of those thunderstorms. So we're definitely seeing that. But again, we're only hours from landfall here. We're talking within 12 hours probably of a landfall here along the coast. 10 to 12 hours, somewhere in there, we'll get our landfall. So when we get the updated coordinates, what I'll be watching to see is there been any drop in the air pressure and any kind of drop, any kind of increase in the wind speed, stuff like that. So, so we'll watch that closely and see how it evolves. Go back over to Radar Omega here real quick. Looking, just checking nationally here. I got a couple of little activity over here in New York. Of course, they got some pretty hefty thunderstorms up there because of the intense heat up that way. Crappy ass radar. I was like, you think the New Yorkers have a better radar than that? But our focus is going to be down here. We're doing tropical coverage here, folks. That's what we're doing. And yeah. What am I at right now? Oh, I'm at 74.62. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think that we have to get this 3750. We're not going to get that today, but hopefully when we get a better organized storm, I think we'll definitely get there. Let me look at these winds. I want to go back here to winds. I want to look at these winds in here. Whatever this is, it's definitely been on shore. So we're looking at 40. I see 40-mile-per-hour winds, 42, 49. 49-mile-per-hour winds in here. 51. I saw 51 there. So we got 50-mile-per-hour winds in there. With whatever the heck this is, like I said, probably a water spout coming on shore right there. Won't last long. It'll weaken. It'll weaken and move. I don't think it'll make it across those islands, barrier islands. So you got the barrier islands out here. You got these islands right in here. Then you got this bay, and then you got a couple of cities here. So I don't think it'll make it across the. I think the barrier island will work as a barrier. No pun intended. Oh, yes, there was. And we'll see how that'll hold here for this afternoon. But the Weather Service, or what the Storm Prediction Center said, was that they were looking at a 40% chance of putting up a tornado watch. That'll be just the immediate coastal areas. It'll be just like a county or two only along the coast. So probably might see a tornado watch go up, because this is the second tornado warning we've had here in the last hour. And as these storms continue to watch, I'll need to see here. This is probably the closest radar we're going to get as far as being able to see the center of circulation. I don't know if it'll quite reach it when it gets close to landfall. I think we might be just outside the edge here, but I'm guessing some sort of landfall down in here, most likely, when it comes into later tonight. But that's the most southern radar we got to look into, is that one down near Brownsville. So we'll continue to watch this up here. Up to 80 views today. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely gonna have to get me some lunch. I gotta go grocery shopping today too, or my wife's gonna kill me. I have not done my grocery. She's working down for one of our clients back in town today. So she's a dental hygienist, and she sometimes tempts with me. Sometimes, only when I ask her nicely, though. Let's go back to the Gulf of Mexico shot here. Continue to watch the storm get better organized. It's definitely getting better organized there. As the storms, if the storms cover this thing up all the way, that's going to be, that'll be the big thing here. Let me look at one thing. I want to do one thing here real quick. Let me look at doing one thing here. I want to look at see if I can find a better satellite picture here, a more close-up one here. Sometimes they have a floater one that they do. Let's see here. Let's look at here. No, that's the same one. All right, just double checking the circulation here. Sometimes they just do a floater one, and you can go in a little closer, but I was just double checking here. Let's look at the shortwave here on this one. Okay, there we go. Still doesn't look all that impressive on the infrared. I'm looking at the infrared here. Water vapor. Oops, not that one. Oops, not that one. I'm looking at the other radar of the other ones here. So let me see if I can change this over for you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this here, and we'll call this Gulf of Mexico 2. And I'm going to take this down. Delete. Yes, delete. And I'm going to add another. This is going to be a water vapor image here. Water vapor shot. And I want to go ahead and bring this up for you. Why my nose is giving me problems? Let's see here. We're going to go switch this over real quick. There we go. Let's get this thing locked up here. And I'll have to make sure it fits. So let me square this thing off a bit. So let me bring this down real quick, and we'll be able to show it to you. Oh, there it is. All right, so here is the water vapor imagery here. This is the measure of moisture. The higher the green, the higher the moisture content. And right now, all that dry air that was impeding this thing big time yesterday is definitely out of the way. So, not seeing it. You're still seeing the blow up that's just to the right of the circulation center. So you can kind of see better here on the visible imagery here. So it's still got some organization that I have to do there. So it kind of looks like a comet. It doesn't look like your textbook symmetrical system there right yet with this tropical storm. Like I said, I think it could potentially get a little bit better organized. We might see winds increase I think it maybe to 50, maybe. I know the Hurricane Center forecast is 45, but I'm seeing pretty decent outflow aloft, and you can see that pretty decently with you see how some of these clouds are kind of going around like this on the kind of the it's called outflow, and then you got the low level circulations kind of going in here. So it's you got to think of a tropical system as one big giant heat engine. The air comes in at the surface, it tries to evacuate to the top, and then it spreads out. So it's one big giant heat engine doing this kind of thing. So it might get strong enough here this afternoon. We'll see if that holds true, but we're still a little bit away from a landfall. About I'd say 10 to 12 hours the way it's looking right now. Shut that down. So let me switch back over here. I'm kind of looking at a couple of things here. Yeah, there's the true visible here. I guess I can grab this one too and just kind of switch it over here. It is already there. So here is the other version of this. I'll switch it over to this. This is your. Oh, come on! I gotta reframe that one too. Ah, that's crap. That's crap. That's crap. I gotta bring this down a little bit. Pardon me a little bit. Excuse me. Here we go. It's a little bit bigger. Here we go. Boom. So here's your visible. Here's your visible imagery here. You gotta see a little bit better in there. So the circulation center is just kind of on the edge of this thing. So we're missing some thunderstorms that are on kind of a little bit of a drier slot in there. I don't know if this will let me draw here or not. Yeah, it will. So you see a little bit of dry air in there. So circulation center is starting to sit right in there, and you get a little bit of this dry air. Not really dry air, just no thunderstorms in there. So it's just kind of on the edge of that field, kind of like right in there. So we're just kind of getting organized here, but it's not the center of circulation is not dead center of the thunderstorms, not dead center. So that is meaning what that means is it's just not quite organized yet. But some of these outer bands are definitely going to be coming in. Still got this one this tornado warning, still another 15 minutes there. We have about 15 minutes till the new update comes out, about 15 minutes, and then we'll have a new update here from the. Usually they put it out right before 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock Central, so they usually do it a little bit in advance. So if you're kind of coming on through, kind of watching this tropical storm Alberto coming into the Texas Gulf Coast, if you would like to consider coming back in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel and go ahead and give me a thumbs up there. I appreciate that. It really helps with the algorithm a little bit. And just know that this is something I'll be doing continuously through the hurricane season. So if I could be one of your sources on the YouTube universe, it'd be great. It'd be great to have you on board. Let me go back over here to the velocity mode here again. See, whatever was there looks like it's definitely inland now. Let me pause. Let me rotate that through. Yep. Looks like something maybe sitting right in there. It's not really your textbook setup because it's a water spout, unfortunately. Makes it a little more difficult to see. This whole area there from Victoria, Corpus Christi, going down to Kingsville, going down toward Brownsville. I mean, we're talking probably 4 or 5 inches of good solid rain here. And then they'll get another one later. They'll get another one that'll come in probably this weekend. Whether that becomes a tropical storm or not remains to be seen. A little early, but we'll find out as we get closer to this upcoming weekend. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, go back over to the. I like this one the best. I like the color one. It's the best one to look at for sure. Absolutely. Always good to end the day with some new subscribers. Always a good thing. Just didn't realize how hard it was going to be. Ugh. I got spoiled initially. I'll look over here at Galveston real quick, see what's going on up here. No, they still got a bit of a gap there. Still waiting for that. Some of these storms are going to come in at Padre Island here real soon. There's South Padre right here. So it's not looking too bad there. Oh, there's my wife. My bride just... Oh, she left early. All right. And we go. Transition over. My wife's coming home early today. Hold on one second. Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry. She usually was going to work till 5:30, and then she went home to like 6:37. So I'll have to go to the store a little bit later. But I want to stay on until 2 o'clock. I want to see the 2 o'clock advisory, and then I think I'll bring it down for a while, and then maybe tonight I'll come back up around 6 or 7 as we get closer to landfall. So I will come back up later tonight. I'll also try to fix a couple things like with this stuff up here so that these are uniform. I'll try to make these uniform so they're the same. I still got to work on that a little bit. So we'll get it done. Yeah, I was muted, Mary. Sorry they're muted. Sorry, Mary. We got the warning here. It came out. I'm guessing this is up New York. Yeah, do we care about severe weather up in what is this? Up in Vermont? No. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, we had that earlier. It looks like that is now expired, Megan. That looks like that has expired. There was a water spout out there. It's now that it has been dropped. So here is the. Let me go back up over to that. My bad. So that has been dropped. So the tornado warning is now gone. For the moment, but I think we'll get some more. Like I said, there's a good chance that they're going to get another tornado watches that are going to go up just for the coastal counties here pretty soon. Yeah, well, a little late. We were following it for a while, but it just dropped off. So anything that gets spun up, they're going to be pretty weak. They're not going to last that long. They'll skirt the coastal areas and then kind of fizzle on out because the land friction really kind of tears the stuff apart. And we're not looking at extremely strong upper level winds with this system. It isn't like with a hurricane where you got some very strong winds aloft. It's just not that high. But we could get some more tornado warnings up on anywhere up and down this coastline. Anywhere up and down in here, we may get some water spouts that are going to spin up, and possible tornadoes are definitely not out of the woods here. Not for a second. So about 10 more minutes, I'm expecting we're going to get a new update, the 2 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center. We'll see if it's been any changes on that. Looking at things as far as the wind, the coast, the winds and everything, I doubt it. I don't think we'll see a whole lot of change there. The 5 o'clock, we'll see. A few more hours, we'll see what happens. We go out there. I still was looking to see if the damn hurricane hunters were going out there. I did not see anything that they had planned. Let's see. I want to look at the... Let me look at the site itself. Let's see here. Well, let's see here. Okay, there it is. Okay, so okay, they look like today. This is that's coming up. No, this is for later. This is not now. Nope. This is for the 20th. I'm see. And the 21st. It looks like they're going to go out to the one out in out there off the Atlantic coast. So, yeah. Wednesday the 19th, valid for the 20th, which is for tomorrow. So, all right, we'll see how it goes. Looks like they weren't planning to fly for today. So everything's going to be done by the radar and stuff. Hey Rita, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome on the Facebook side. Port O'Connor. So we'll see how this works out. I'm interested to see what the new advisory says here, to see if the winds change much. Like I said, I really don't think we're gonna get. If this thing had started getting organized, I would say like yesterday. If it was coming up yesterday, then I would probably be a little more concerned because it would have had more time to get stuff. If this was yesterday and it was a little bit further down south, and we had a period of time where it was over that extremely warm bath water called the Bay of Campeche right now, then maybe we get a potential strong tropical storm or hurricane. The fact that it's just now getting organized and we're only less than about 10 hours from landfall, I just don't think we're going to get any kind of rapid intensification. And the one thing I'm looking for when I'm looking at the visible is if all of a sudden, if I see any kind of explosion of thunderstorms, it looks like big cotton balls, almost like an eruption going off, then that could be an indication of some perhaps intensification taking place. Not really seeing that here. I mean, some general thunderstorms around it, but we're not seeing a whole lot out there. I keep looking at I'm looking at here at the infrared imagery. Again, you're seeing the reds and stuff, and they're just kind of thunderstorms that are kind of holding their own. They're not really showing any kind of real big explosions of new thunderstorm activity around that center of circulation. So not seeing that yet. So it's always good. We didn't. I mean, what was I? What was that when I started? I think it was at 3728. I think that's what it was. So we had 3 new subscribers today. Anytime you add a new subscriber to your channel, that's a good day. That's the way I've kind of developed that mindset now when it comes to the Facebook to the YouTube channel especially. Facebook's been stuck for a long time. Okay, that one's been stuck a long time. But as far as the YouTube channel is concerned, every time we can add a new subscriber, and you can go a day where you add 1 or 2, just be happy with it. And I've kind of taking that. I'm just looking forward to getting that when we get to that 5,000 to give those weather radios away. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to make that a big deal event. So it looks like we had a couple of warnings earlier. We had a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado warning down here. That's since subsided here for the moment. Still looking at this band up here to the north. I want to watch as it comes into the Galveston, St. Padres Island here shortly. So we got about another 5 minutes or so. Sometimes they come early. Let me double check here. Let me double check here. National Hurricane Center. Da-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. I don't like this new setup. I'm old school. I get spoiled when I watch the Hurricane Center. I'm so used to reading where the discussions and stuff. They've changed their look this year. I'm not a fan of it yet. I got to get used to it. I'm not used to it at all. So I'm gonna keep that up. I'm gonna keep refreshing that and kind of watching it a little bit as we go. Let me check here on the rain totals. I haven't looked at it in a few minutes. The heavy rain's really starting to increase there along the coast there. So a lot of that red out that you see, that orange and red that's coming in, that's upwards of like 4 to 5 inches. So that's starting to make its way into the Corpus Christi area. This whole area in here is going to be anywhere from, right through here is going to be looking at probably 4 to 5 inches of rain. That's clearly going to be falling in as this moves in. But you notice here on the satellite imagery here, where all of the stuff is down to the south. That's where, again, unless we get that thunderstorms to kind of wrap around there, I think that's why the rainfall totals have backed off, because the core of the heavy stuff's down to the south. What's it looking like for the Rita? You're asking about Columbus. You're looking at just plain old hot. I'll have your updated forecast here a little bit later this afternoon. I will have that on the Facebook page. I'll have a new forecast for you guys later this afternoon. Probably we're going to stop coverage here at about 2, and then I'll come back on the YouTube and Facebook probably around 6 or so tonight as we get, we'll be within about 6 or 7 hours of landfall, and I'll kind of watch a little bit here for tonight. But I'll have your forecast. I still think an upper 90s for Columbus, by the way, just so you know. But I think, again, because of where all the cluster of the big storms are, until they work their way northward, I don't think we're going to see as high a rain total as we could have potentially have gotten with this thing. I'm not sure why that's not working. Let's see here. I'm just checking my... See if this has gotten fixed yet or not. Nope, still not working. I have a page for water temperatures that I've been using pretty religiously, but for some reason their site's not working. So maybe it's traffic, maybe it's just too much getting to it. I don't know. So where's my Atlantic shot here? I also keep going back to this one as well. I got that on automatic. Yeah, I keep going back to this one as well. I keep looking. I'm looking up there here, and that little disturbance there off the, they're coming to the Bahamas. It's got some wind shear to it, but that's got showing like a 30% chance of something developing there. So got to watch that one too here in the next couple of days. But let me go back to my regular radar here. Okay, I see these waves of rain just kind of raking the Texas coast right now. And I know when we get to the storm chasers will come down for hurricanes. We'll eventually, if we get into a situation where we get a landfalling hurricane coming in across anywhere along the Gulf Coast, we'll be able to look at those cameras as well. Oh, Rita, we having some photos on this weekend. It's going to be plenty hot, though. Just know it's going to be plenty hot there across the southeast, especially the way things are looking right now. The only fly in the ointment I got to watch is that tropical system off the coast. It's now Wednesday. It should be approaching the coast as we head to this upcoming weekend. If it does get organized, that could throw a little bit of fly in the ointment there across the forecast for the southeast. But I think that might linger into next week. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. If you were in Miami during that rain stretch, they got 20 inches of rain there in South Florida. Their drought is gone. That's for sure. I haven't looked at the drought index yet, but it gets updated Thursday. We'll see what that looks like. But I think the drought conditions in Florida are pretty much gone. So I'm just waiting to see here. We're really close. I'm waiting to see what the new update's going to be. And still hasn't shown up yet. So sometimes they'll drop it early. That's what I'm kind of waiting on. I'm waiting to see if they're gonna what the 2 o'clock advisory is going to be. And you saw cars underwater. So sorry to hear that, Rita. I don't anticipate any major changes. I'm not seeing anything in the satellite imagery here to convince me that they're going to make anything radical changes as far as the strength is concerned. They're not sending any Hurricane Hunter aircraft out there today because this is going to be so short-lived. It's going to go right into the coastline. I think if it was out there for another day, maybe they would have sent the Hurricane Hunters out there, but they're not flying today. So I don't anticipate any big changes here in the update. So we got an update here that should be coming here any minute. I keep hitting the refresh button just to kind of see as we're waiting for the new update from the Hurricane Center. Once I get that information out, then I'll kind of figure out where I'm going to go from there. So we Alberto. One thing about tropical storm, Alberto's got a personal history with me. Just so you know, my first job out of TV was working at WALB TV in Albany, Georgia, and a tropical storm Alberto was the storm back then. Came in around the Florida Panhandle, moved into Southwest Georgia, and it stalled. And it sat there and dropped 27 inches of rain in Americus, Georgia in like a couple of days. I can't remember the specifics, but it caused widespread flooding. The Flint River flooded. We had downtown Albany, Georgia got flooded out like crazy. The cemeteries flooded. There were caskets popping out of the ground like out of your worst nightmare that happened with that. So Alberto has a significance with me because I remember that event as a very young 23-year-old kid in his first TV job doing broadcast. I was doing producing at that time, wasn't doing weather yet, and just remembering that event. So these tropical storms like this one can do damage. They can be life-threatening, especially when it comes to flooding. Flooding can be a big problem. Okay, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning here that just came out. I saw in the corner of my eye here. We'll switch up here again. We got this cell here coming off the coast. Possible tornado. Cloud spin into this. This is for central Matagorda County. This goes until 1:15. It looks like it was located 8 miles west of Sargent or 12 miles northeast of Matagorda, moving west at 30. If I could slow my mouth down, I could probably get it out. So we got another warning here. We've had a couple of warnings in that area here. I'm sorry, let me switch this over. My bad. So that's the area. That's the new warning that just came out there, right there. So each one of these storms have the possibility of tornadoes because there's obviously a strong spin in the atmosphere, especially as they're coming off the Gulf Coast there. You see a pretty good outer band here coming in. See the band right through here. There'll be some pretty gusty winds with that as that's moving in as well. Oops, I just got a text message here. Let me double check this. Someone was asking me about a job next week, and I was like, nothing yet, but stay tuned. It's been really crazy. My business was doing really crappy this month, and then it recovered pretty quickly, so it did pretty well. Let's go back over here to this here. Let me go back to... Sorry about that. Oh, man, I just knocked myself off. Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. I do apologize. There we go. All right, there we go here. I really don't like this new look. I'm not a fan. I liked it better in the days because they would have like a graphic form that would instantly update it. I think these new graphic ones they're making will take longer for it to kind of update. That's just my initial opinion here. That's 8 o'clock. Getting close. I'm assuming there better be a 2 o'clock advisory. We got 10 more minutes. I guess they're going to wait till right at 2 o'clock to get the new advisory out. So I'm just waiting on this. That's what this is the graphic I'm waiting for that's going to update. This is the one that'll be updated here shortly with the 2 o'clock coordinates, and you can see it's not that far from. The center of circulation is not on those thunderstorms either. It's out to the west of there. So the big thunderstorms are on the right side of that center of circulation, and not directly over it. That's why we're not going to see any rapid intensification on this. I keep watching to see if near the center of circulation, if we start to get into that cotton ball effect of something kind of blowing up new. I've been watching it for the last couple hours, haven't seen it yet. So I keep refreshing over here. I keep hitting the reload button. Well, nothing here yet. Keep trying. Go back over here to the radar mega here. You can watch these very heavy rains that are kind of raking the coastline right now. I tell you one thing. I'm very interested to see how many named storms are we going to get before August 1st. Maybe I should make that a poll question. Maybe I'll put that a poll question, let people kind of guess. Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 or more before August 1st? How many named storms are we going to get in the hopper before we get to the prime hurricane months? June and July are typically pretty quiet. We don't get a lot of stuff out there. This is an atypical season. We have a La Nina, which means we don't have a lot of wind shear that's expected across the tropics, and we got a boiling Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico, which are already warm like you would see at the end of August and early September anyway. So I think we're going to see obviously some more named storms. The question is just how many we're going to get. And I think once we're into the prime hurricane season, that's when we're probably going to get a situation where we may have multiple hurricanes like we did back in 2020 at the same time. Rita says 5. Rita's on record. Rita says we're going to get 5 named storms before August 1st. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see how that works out. The other thing I'm going to be watching closely for the hurricane season is going to be the North Atlantic Oscillation position. And why is that important is because when it's in a negative phase, that usually means we got some sort of trough along the East Coast, and that can act as a bit of protection if things coming out of the Atlantic. It's going to curve back out, or it could pull something out of the Gulf. It can work both ways. So that's something I'll be watching. It's been in a bit of a negative phase for a little bit. I think it's gone more neutral now, but that'll be something I'll watch closely as well. Gotta checking this. Keep going back to these. Oh, still says 10 o'clock. Gonna make me wait right till 2. The 11 o'clock one came out. I think that one came out a little early. I was hoping this one would come out a little early. I'm just kind of checking and waiting to see if we're going to get that or not. As we're going to watch this. Keep going back between the radar and the satellite imagery here. So, but like I said, once I get the new update and I see how we're looking there. Oh, we got another warning alert there. Where is this one for? Oh, tornado warning. Got another tornado warning here. Another water spout. Almost hitting the exact same places. All these are hitting the same spot. It's got a new tornado warning. It's radar indicated, obviously. The same county. Same county. It's like the 3rd warning we've had on this county. Tornado was possible tornado producing storm was located southeast of Lamar, moving west at 30. So let's look at the velocity in here again. Not sure where that alert tone is. That's probably outside of the area. That's probably up toward Vermont. Don't care about them. Nothing personal. Yeah, that moved off. There's another one. Okay, so like here's this one. This one moved off, and then it looks like it's picking up. That one moved off. Then it picks up something right here that's kind of coming in. So we got one that moved off, another one to replacing it right there. Hey, if you're kind of new passing through the channel, if you have not subscribed, please consider it. I'd appreciate you kind of helping the channel out a little bit, and tell me what you think there. As we're waiting on the 2 o'clock advisory right now to see if there's been any changes from the Hurricane Center. I don't anticipate anything. I think it may hold status quo here, but we do have our first. This is like the 4th tornado warning I think we've had here so far, and all in the same location. So we have multiple storm cells passing that same area, and they've all had some sort of spin with it, with the cells moving through there. So let me look at storm relative velocity, see if that looks any different. Nah, no, that look that impressive. Can't see anything in there. Okay, Rita, you can come over to YouTube and check me out over here if you want to. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Yeah, I'm trying to get both channels to grow a little bit, Facebook and on YouTube. So I do appreciate you coming on over there. Let's give Rita a round of applause. Yay. So let's go back over here to that. Let me go. It's almost 2 o'clock. Come on, guys. There it is. Got it. Yeah, no changes. Okay, so let me go over here. It just came out, hot off the presses. I got the stuff for you. Let me update this real quick. Stand by for a second. Hot off the presses. Interact here. All right, so here is the latest from the National Hurricane Center. So what I was waiting on here for you, okay? So the latest coordinates are putting at 22.2 north and 95.1 west. So it's not moved all that much. It's moved 0.1 west from this morning. Still moving west at 9. Top wind still 40 miles per hour. Still looking at that landfall coming in during the early morning hours. So no big significant change there on this. Let me turn the little track line there. Again, so wind staying at 40. And west, still moving west at 9. So only one little minor change to make to my wind thing is just basically 95.1. It's moved just a little bit further west. It's still holding at the same latitude. And it's not unusual to see something like this. Hey, Rita Early. Hey, welcome to the coming on board there. I've been kind of covering this for the last couple hours here a little bit. So here is my plan, folks. I want to, now that we got this up, this is what we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down for about 3 hours. I'm trying to come back up here around the 5 o'clock advisory, around 5 o'clock. And we'll do a few hours of coverage from about 5 to 8 or 9, just kind of depending on how things are evolving. What I'm looking at, or what I'm going to watch for here late this afternoon, is to see if we're going to get any significant changes to the overall structure of the storm during the afternoon, because we did see some changes this morning. When I first did my update this morning at 6:30 or so, it was still a Cyclone 1, where it was still kind of discombobulated. Between 6 and 11, we started getting some thunderstorms developing around the area there, and we were getting it around the center of circulation. Thus, they made the transition to make it a tropical storm. So they did that. What's been lacking is the thunderstorms have not been kind of rotating around that center of circulation. The circulation is there off to the west a little bit of the main thunderstorms. The circulation center is somewhere over here. So these storms are not over the center of circulation. So what I'm going to watch this afternoon is to see if we get any kind of blow up with those thunderstorms around the center of circulation that may lead to a little bit of strengthening of the system. Again, I'm not expecting this to be a big deal here. I am concerned about Mexico. I am concerned about the mountains and areas there, especially down to the south. Let me go back on Radio Omega here just quickly here. I want to show this for you real quick. Obviously, we get these individual tornado warnings. These are water spouts. They're pretty weak, not a big deal here. But look down here. You see this mountainous area in here? You see this mountainous area? This tropical moisture is going to plow into this. And when it does, it adds additional orographic lift to the moisture that's coming in there, acts as a bit of a sponge, and it can cause significant flooding as a result of that occurring. Now, what's happening here, when I go back over to here, I'll show you this real quick. All right. And let me switch this over. You look at where the rainfall totals here from the Hurricane Center. You see that area there that's just to the left there with the high reds in there. That's right near Monterey. That's right near those mountains I just showed you. That's where the highest rain mountains were. So we're talking upwards of greater than 12 inches of rain in that one area, and that's where mudslides and possible deaths and things can happen for the folks down in Mexico that are in that area. South Texas, just plain old rain. I think 4 inches of rain. You should be able to handle that. But then you got more rain potential coming in behind this with another system that could come your way. So go back over to Radio Omega here again. So that is where we are for right now. So for this initial run, not bad. I do appreciate you guys checking in for right now. I'm going to go ahead and shut down both broadcasts on Facebook and on YouTube. Facebook, I got to work on your local forecast for folks across East Central Alabama, West Central Georgia. I'll get that for you here shortly. But we'll come back up. Plan on having it back up at 5 o'clock. I'll be looking around 5 o'clock to come back up, and we'll see what we're looking at on the 5 o'clock advisory. Okay? All right. Shutting it down for now. You guys take it easy. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks to the 3 new subscribers on the channel, and we'll see you guys a little bit later this afternoon.